So while caring for my mother with dementia, I've come across some interesting thoughts about how the brain works and ponderings about the brain, the mind-body experience. And it is the concept of, can you please help me word it? The concept of
axioms.
Axioms, how we hold, I worded it so well earlier, and now when I'm trying to word it now. Can you come here and help be a part of this video?
The brain holds on to, and so desperately holds on to, the axioms or the pillars upon which it puts reality. The things, the ideas that you hold as absolute truth, as fact. And thus, that you believe reality to be following. And if one were to tell you that those core facts of reality, like say, for example, a mathematician's core fact of reality might be that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. And if I were to try to tell them that isn't the shortest distance between 2 points, that would go against their reality. And people so desperately want to hold on to whatever their reality is.
And if you try to tell them something different, then they actually tell you not to. They say, don't tell me anything different, because if they hear something different, then they're going to fall apart and go insane and go crazy and start screaming and get you in a whole bunch of trouble and blah, blah, blah. They don't want to hear anything outside of the knowledge, even if it's completely wrong. And I was saying that that's the difference between sanity and insanity, is the ability to accept one's surroundings, or not really accept one's surroundings, but accept the facts that are presented to you, accept the truths or the realities of the people around you. The flexibility of accepting input and knowledge and data and...
Right, because insanity is trying the same thing twice and expecting a different result.
Well, so I really hate that pet peeve with that example, because there are so many times in life where you can try again, but there are different variables that people aren't aware of that occur.
Different variables, but trying the exact same thing twice.
But it's not the exact same thing,
It's
because
never true.
Time has passed. And sometimes the only variable that needs to be different is that time has passed.
Sometimes. But if you believe the world to be a certain way, and somebody tells you the world is not that way, and you believe the world to be a certain way, and somebody tells you the world is not that way, and you are unflexible and unwilling to acknowledge the possibility of other possibilities.
And yet we have famous scientists who said that the world was round instead of flat, and famous scientists who said that,
Nobody actually said that. Everybody knew that.
Everybody knew that the world was round?
Yeah,
No, there were times...
everybody always knew the world was round because ships disappear over the horizon.
Well, they just thought they fell off the flat Earth.
They reappear on the other side of the continent.
At that time, they didn't even.
Ships.
Before that time.
Ships always move away past the horizon. People could see this since the invention of, good eyes and later better optics. Long before Columbus, everyone knew the world was round. They didn't have calculations doing very well at this, and they miscalculated a lot.
If you look back historically, it was not always that the world was round. There were times when people thought the world was flat. There are still times when the people think the world is flat. And they have a lot of proof for it. Now, I'm not talking about current times. I'm talking about the times before it was proven. Or the sun, or the earth went around the sun.
Yes, that's an actual one, yes.
The point is that And those people were completely sane, and they would say everybody else was insane for believing the wrong facts.
Yeah.
So, sanity, but though, is not viewed upon what is actual truth. Sanity is based on whether or not you can blend in with the society around you.
I guess that's true.
When in Rome, do as Romans do. That concept of you will always be considered abnormal if you don't know how to interact with the cultures around you. You go into the past times, you're a traveler from the future, people will think you're insane because you don't know how to blend in with the world around you. If you're a person from the past and you jump in, anything that is different is considered insane if it's too different and doesn't know how to interact and accept the realities of the people around you. So you may be the one who is sane, but if you don't know, if there's 5 people in the room and 3 of them are insane and 1 of them is sane, the person who is sane will be considered insane because they're not
In the majority.
in the majority of the people around.
It's really quite sad, but
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
that's how
We're
it
talking
works.
about the concept of sanity versus insanity is decided simply by the culture that you're around. That you have to accept the facts of the people around you if you want to be considered sane.
Reality is only ever the reality of the common, because nobody can truly know reality.
Look at that guy
You
going.
can only ever approximate reality. So reality is best described as whatever the most people can agree upon, and that becomes reality. If the most people can agree upon the sun orbits the earth, then that becomes reality.
And so survival is just about flexibility of being able to accept whatever the masses around you say. You don't have to be normal. You just have to accept the ideas of
Where
people.
is that guy going?
He's going into the hotel, Mother?
He
He went into the
dropping
entrance.
something.
Yes, that's the entrance to the hotel.
I know, but he left already.
He went in that way.
He went that way?
There's an entrance right there.
No, he did not go in. He